Okay guys, this is what happens. Sun, rain, wind, they get threadbare. If you're using one of these, know that they are not a permanent solution. Morning, folks. Let me take you over here and show you what we got done with the tent last night. It didn't cover the whole tent, the whole carport, but it's tied down on both sides. I used some of these trees. We've got another piece of a tarp up there. This was the biggest tarp we had on the place. Use some timeless, use some of those resources, some of those pipe, those thin wall pipe that we had, and we got it semi-covered. This won't last. The wind will destroy this. It'll pull these eyelets out, and you can already see some of them are under strain. So a bit darker in here than it usually is because of that. We've got that little section right there. I've got a little tarp. It's ripped right there on the back. Most of the stuff that needs to be protected, honestly, there's a bunch of stuff back in here that could just go to the dump. Stuff we saved, we thought we'd flea market it. Didn't have too much fortune with that. But we got insulation, we got bags. This all here, all this stuff right here except for my tools and fishing poles. I'm not sure how my fishing poles ended up where they're at. But most of the stuff is Anna's. It don't need to get wet. And we've got some paperwork and stuff don't need to get wet. This is what happens. The elements out here are rough on things that would normally stand up pretty good to the weather. This is this tent's second year. This is the one we had set up at the trailer park, the RV park, and this is its second year. This one over here, of course, you know, it ripped its first year, and these things will not last. And I guess it's going to force me to build a shed. It's always something. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not. We got a new rooster. There's our new rooster. He's a lavender. He is a big old boy. He didn't stand with the hens this morning. I don't know why, but he's eating. I turned him out hoping he'd stay close anyway. Maybe he'd go back to roost tonight, I don't know. Spent all night in there with the hens. We got this, shout out to Dion Young. We're doing a project for him, and he gave us this rooster. He's got too many of them. These are pretty expensive roosters, pretty expensive chickens. But this is our new rooster. Don't know what we're going to call him yet. Maybe y'all can help us out with that. But the hens are way over there on the other side of the pens. They clean up grain and stuff that I spill. Hopefully he sticks close and don't wander off too far. Well, folks, I've got a few things to do. I got to finish drinking my coffee for one. Miss Polly has a doctor's appointment. We found out that during this whole COVID thing that she has diabetes. So too much bread, too much starches, too much soda. We tried to cut back several times, and we did cut back, but when you're working, get busy, you know how it is. And we love bread, so that's something we're trying to work on. Try to get her A1C back down, but she's got a doctor's appointment today. Gonna go in and kind of get that figured out. I've got some water. I got to get off the truck, get it into the water tower, and get that done all before we leave. And I think her first appointment's at like 9:30. So y'all stay with us when we get back. I don't know what we're liable to get into. I would like to get my sheep home today if I can figure out how. I may have to build a little old rack on the trailer. We used it to bring the rooster home last night. He's carrying on this morning. I like to hear a rooster crow. My chicken's carrying on, my pigs are carrying on. It's a good morning. So, y'all stick with us. We'll see what becomes of the day, and we'll go from there. Guys, while that water's transferring, seeing the pumps working pretty good. I think if you let them run dry, they'll die pretty quick. They get hot anyway, just sitting there transferring water. I don't think, like I said before on one of my videos, I don't think they're meant to run for like 45 minutes at a time. So don't let them run dry. So I got to keep an eye on that. But I want to take and show you the sheep pen, what we got done. The last video you seen, I got up a couple of posts and that was it. So here's the sheep pen. It's not finished yet, and I'll kind of walk you through it. I put in the other wires. the high tensile wires. There's one I need to twist. Got 4 more of those in, all the way around. We got a gate in. You guys seen this crooked post. After my wires were stretched, it wanted to twist. And when it twisted, it's kind of like a corkscrew, it wanted to twist. As I was pulling it, some of the wires got loose. So what I did, I had this piece of square stock, and it had like a 1-inch deal on it that went down. I think it was an axle. It's pretty thin though, but I drove it in the ground and lagged it with some timber locks. Worked pretty good. And then over here, we put that mesh that we got. We put it along the bottom just as added protection. It's not permanent. The only thing I have left to do is put one of these panels on the bottom of that gate, and that will be permanent. It's just lighter than wood stays. I got to put that on there before we bring the sheep home, or while we're bringing the sheep home, or something like that. So these are just temporary. I just got them wired kind of temporary until I can take it. I take one off, work on that section, get stays on that section, and then the next time go to the next section. We got the gate hung, and like I said, I'm not a real big fan of chain link, but it's what I had. And you can tell the gate kind of popped up a little bit. That's because that thing wanted to twist, and it kind of moved it a little bit. I just left it. I pulled that fence over against it and chain it up. You can see our crooked T-posts. They work. They may not be pretty, but they work. So this is 11 strands of high tensile. As you can see, I didn't have the right gripples. These are end termination gripples. I didn't have the right ones, so I just rednecked it. That's what I do. So maybe if they're home, I can either put them in the back of my little truck, the Mazda, or I can take and build some kind of rack on the back of this truck or the back of the trailer or something. We're gonna get those sheep home hopefully today. Howdy folks, I got a hold of Josh, and he said come on over, pick up the sheep. So I'm gonna throw together a makeshift kind of rack on that, on the old trailer. I've got to put a panel on the gate, and we'll be good to go. So I'm gonna get after it, get it done. Put these panels on the bottom of these gates. Do it with cattle panels or whatever. I bought a bunch of these at an auction one day. I'm about to run out of them. I've used them for everything from installing electricity to taking and building these gates. I don't want anything coming in underneath, so I'm gonna leave those little stickers down there. But this is how I put them on there. I just pre-drill a hole, run a roofing nail in there, or a roofing screw in there, and it holds them up. I put about 4 or 5 on a gate, and then across the bottom, a couple on the sides. Works pretty good, and makes it look neat. It's not all wired up, but I think these were for telephone line, to be honest with you. But I got them at auction, and I'm about to run out of them. Okay, that's all on there and done.
Fits nicely right against the ground. Sheep ain't gonna come through there. Now onto this trailer. We got to make it into a stock trailer. Let's see how it goes. Okay guys, it's dangerous as it can be. Threw it together real quick. Used those same clips that I used on the gate. Threw a couple 2x4s on there. I didn't want them blowing through that. I've got a pallet gate here. I'll just probably screw it together once we get the sheep loaded. Like I say, it's dangerous, but we're literally only going about 2 miles. So we've just threw us together. Gonna go get the sheep, get them home, get them settled in. So I gotta take it all back apart when I get home because I need this trailer tomorrow. Yeah, let's go get sheep. Okay folks, the moment we've all been waiting for. Maybe I'll stay shut. So we've got 3 ewes and a ram. I'm not 100% certain. He sheds, but I'm not 100% certain that he is full-blooded. He might be. I don't know. Honey, what's your expert opinion?
I'm not an expert.
Come on now. Those ewes, they look full-blooded. And these sheep shed their wool. So this is the start of our herd. He's a big old boy. I'm thinking he's probably older. He's probably 3 or 4 years old, maybe. One of the ewes looks a little older, but 2 of them look fairly young. That one in the back and this one here is young. This one's probably last year's baby. This one here looks a little older, but we'll get them settled in and get them everything they need. I've got to build a shelter here in this area for them. That's going to be this weekend, so look for that. It's probably not going to be much though. It'll probably be something I just throw together for some shade for them. If I can get in early enough tomorrow, this week, I'll probably take and throw something up for them just to keep them out of the sun. So that's it, folks. We got them here, got them loaded on our rickety trailer, and I've got to go take my trailer apart so that I can use it tomorrow. Reminds me of some old stories. That's for another time. All right. Remember, pray hard, stay strong, ride on.